So Bryce, star of Jurassic World. A lot of people have grown up with this film. Have you grown up with it? Was it something that you were familiar with growing up?
I saw Jurassic Park when I was 12 years old, and it absolutely blew my mind because it was, I mean, it's the first time we saw this technology where dinosaurs could come to life. And I mean, I remember thinking, well, clearly dinosaurs must be real because that's what I'm seeing. And it was historic in cinema, the release of Jurassic Park and what that movie represented. And so to now be in Jurassic World 22 years later, I can barely even believe it.
You mentioned watching it at a young age. Would you describe this one as a family film as well?
Family film. I think this is very much so on par with Jurassic Park, where it's an adventure story. It's a story of family. It's very scary. So, if you just parents, I would say, there's a lot of kids that have already seen it and they're quite young and they love it and it's fantastic. But, it is scary. It's a scary movie. I mean, it's dinosaurs and people get eaten and that is the fun of Jurassic Park and the fun of Jurassic World. And I think this is a movie that is best viewed as a communal experience. And these days, it's with our home entertainment systems, being so sophisticated. It takes something spectacular to get us to get into the car and to drive to the movies. And I can genuinely say, having seen this movie, that this is one of those movies. So yeah, I think depending on the toughness and the age of your children, this is a movie to be viewed with your friends, with your family, and to be enjoyed together.
Mm-hmm. Now, Colin came to this film from a smaller project beforehand. Mm-hmm. Did you notice any of that whilst making this film, and was that a positive thing in any way?
Yeah, Colin's first movie. So this is Colin Trevorrow, the director. This is his second film, which is crazy to think about. His first movie was a great film called Safety Not Guaranteed that was made for $700,000. And so he's essentially, he's an indie filmmaker. And what I noticed when we were shooting was that it actually felt like an indie set. I mean, it was a relatively, given kind of the spectacle of this movie, it was a relatively small crew. It was a really tight-knit group. And Colin kept it lean. And so we were able to move quickly and we were able to get that much more footage. And there was a lot of improvisation, and it wasn't just about kind of hitting your mark and looking at a tape and pretending this is a dinosaur. I mean, he brought so much depth and enthusiasm and kind of the fun that you feel when you're making a small movie with a group together where you're just kind of on this mission to make this movie. I mean, we all felt that, and we all felt invested in the process of making this film.
Mm-hmm. Now, given that background, were there fewer special effects in this film than you anticipated beforehand?
Fewer special effects?
In terms of CG, I'm sure there were special effects.
There was the amount of special effects in this movie that I expected. I was stoked that they had an animatronic dinosaur. I mean, that was something that I wasn't sure whether or not they would, and CG has gotten so advanced at this point. I was concerned that they might not try to build an animatronic dinosaur, and they did. And it was so fantastic because I felt like I was really in the presence of a real dinosaur. And I, on that day when we were shooting, I felt that sense of wonder and awe that I felt as a little kid watching the movie, watching Jurassic Park. So yeah, while there were a lot of fake dinosaurs, where we weren't looking at the real thing, there was that animatronic dinosaur. And then there was also a team of actors who created kind of the movements of velociraptors and had trained together, and they were wearing velociraptor suits, and we were able to respond to them. And you would think that it was goofy, but it wasn't. I mean, they got into velociraptor mode, and it was terrifying. So it was very helpful to have that.
Excellent, well, thank you. And it felt like we were there with you as well, so
Oh,
it
cool.
really works. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!